The Invictus Games have started in the Netherlands, and of course, where is the focus? Not on the veterans, not on the service members who've risked their lives and limbs for their countries, but no, the focus has been on Harry and Meghan. Hi guys, welcome back to Royal News Network. My name is Brittany, and today we are talking about, very quickly, because I only have a short period of time, kind of the first day of the Invictus Games and really how Harry and Meghan are putting on a performance for Netflix. This is no longer about serving the men and women who have served our countries by giving them a great sporting event and competition. It's really as a showcase for Harry and Meghan's charity. So they have a Netflix crew that's coming with them. We've seen a couple of pictures of them. We've even seen some video of them trying to get in close and capturing the action. And so this has really become not so much about really highlighting these service members, but really about highlighting how great and fantastic Harry and Meghan are. And so this has become kind of really a interesting and kind of sad development. But before we begin, let's just start off. If you guys haven't been to Royal News Network before, my name is Brittany. Like I said, we've discussed kind of everything related to royals. So that's news, gossip, fashion, commentary, television shows, movies, history. We do it all here. And with the Invictus Games, obviously Harry and Meghan are no longer working members of the royal family, but they're very much still representing Great Britain. And every time they use their titles, every time they use their connections to the monarchy to really kind of prop up themselves. And the Invictus Games is a great example of that. This started when Harry was still a working member of the royal family before he met Meghan in 2014. It was a great event. I also have a video where I discuss my experience of the 2016 games, which I thought were really, really fantastic. And I just thought it was a fantastic way to really showcase the veterans. But that's no longer what these games are about. These games are about making money, namely for Harry and Meghan, kind of nobody else. And so kind of the first day that we got there, we've really seen kind of a reflection of that in their reception. So there was this video where they're kind of walking in and there were some cheers, but then people stopped and just started chatting. So check out this video. All right, guys, and at the end, maybe you heard a bit that they kind of, said Harry a couple of times. And so there's still some interest in Harry being associated with these games, but not really Meghan. And so the question is, why is Meghan there? Well, Meghan is there because cameras are there. And she has to look as good as possible. Meghan's PR, she's actually less popular than Harry, only a little bit more popular than Prince Andrew. And so she really is trying to prop herself up. And so we got a kind of Saint Meghan story. So she gave this woman with apparently a newborn baby, as we've been told by Omid Scobie, her jacket to cover the baby because it was cold. Now, everyone can see this as maybe somewhat of a nice gesture. However, if you kind of look beyond the surface, she gave this woman a $3,000 coat, which I'm sure this woman was entirely concerned about that her baby would spit up on the entire time. And it was long, so it was kind of awkward. And honestly, as a native Californian, maybe Meghan was cold, but as a woman from the Netherlands, she knows it's cold. She knows what the temperature's like in her own country. It's doubtful that she didn't really think that through. And there were a couple funny posts from the Daily Mail, which I'll read to you. Well, not funny posts, funny comments. And so someone said, "I cannot fathom why would you go out completely unprepared to look after your newborn baby, and then the amazing coincidence that Meghan just happens to have an expensive coat that she just happens to be able to give away just in time for the recipient to parade them in front of the cameras. Such a gesture should be applauded," somebody else said. "This is Meghan Markle. Desperate for attention, Meghan always looks for the cameras. Markle must be at the center of attention. Markle being followed around by a Netflix filming crew. Meghan, a must look better than Kate Middleton. Kate Meghan, she has managed to make herself look so toxic that even a seemingly kind moment can't be believed." And I think this is quite true and quite sad because the cameras are on them for this whole event. Now it's kind of confusing because either this is for the heart of Invictus, but if they're wanting to focus on the troop members and the competitors, then why is there this huge focus on Harry and Meghan? or this is part of a reality television show that we saw with the kind of the Freedom Gala and other things. So it's kind of confusing to me which, what are they filming for? And if they're filming for the Invictus Games, yet the focus is on Harry and Meghan, then it's not really about the Invictus Games, it's about Harry and Meghan. And so again, it's like, it's that convenience of the cameras and timing and then putting the coat around the baby and, oh, how great is Meghan? You got those Saint Meghan moments. And again, not that that's necessarily bad, but when you look at it as well, it's just like this idea that a woman in Northern Europe wouldn't know how to keep her own baby warm and needs the help of Meghan from California just doesn't make a ton of sense. And obviously as well, everyone has made a lot of comments on Meghans' fashion choice, which seemed to imply that she was pregnant. I'll actually insert a picture of Charlotte Katsaragi because she did a double-breasted coat like this right after. She didn't really officially ever announce one of her pregnancies, but it was pretty positive that she was pregnant, and this was the first kind of everybody knew about it, and she was in a similar coat. And so it caught on Meghan's stomach at weird times and really did make her look pregnant. And so, the next day you didn't really see that, but today in this look, it's just like, oh, that was just a bad choice. Some people compared it to a lab coat. And a lot of people said it was kind of a bit unprofessional for her not to have a shirt underneath her blazer jacket, which I agree with in this circumstance. And if you do no shirt under a blazer, usually that's in different circumstances. It's not like a day event. It's like a red carpet, premiere type of event. Not really this event where you're with families and stuff. And I wanted to share with you as well, there was a really interesting video I saw where it was, and I can't quite hear the whole thing, so you'll have to excuse me because I haven't heard the whole, like it's hard to pick up, but you can see somebody go, oh, there's Meghan. I didn't know she was here, or something like that. And so take a look at this video. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what you think this woman said, but I just don't think she sounded like all that enthused to see Meghan there. And so Meghan really has made this effort to be very splashy at this event, but I don't think really anybody cares that she's there. But she's there because she wants to be a part of this documentary. She wants to be seen as charitable, because only Harry and Meghan ever seem to do charity when there's a benefit to them financially. And so that's why they seem to do it the vast majority of the time. And the Invictus Games is sadly no exception. And then the next day, Harry and Meghan came out again. It was a bit more casual. So Meghan wore an obscenely casual, expensive outfit. And I actually didn't mind the jacket, I didn't mind the shirt, but her jeans kind of were baggy in weird places. So from the back especially, it was that slouchy style, which I don't think fit with the tailored jacket, at least. Yeah, but the jacket was Celine. The jeans were like, somebody said 225 euros, so they were quite expensive. And so I don't know what that converts to in American, because the conversion rates change, but probably at least 250, 300, something like that for those jeans and Chanel flats. And so, but what was interesting about this day as well is obviously, they're still playing to the cameras, they're still doing a couple things with the Land Rover event and stuff like that, but they didn't seem quite as connected as they did before. There were still little bits of PDA, but it seemed very much Meghan initiated, and Harry was very much focused on the event, and I think Meghan tried to pull his attention from time to time, and sometimes he did it and sometimes he didn't. But I think I'll do kind of a video, because we've heard a lot of reports as well in California that they're kind of leading separate lives, and Harry's out a lot and Meghan's not. So it'd be kind of interesting to know if maybe the passion is already starting to sizzle. I only ever gave their marriage 5 years, to be honest, because I don't think really they have anything in common. They don't like to do the same things for fun. Harry had to give up basically all his friends, his family, his country, his favorite activities to marry her. And at some point that begins to break down if you don't really have anything in common besides your passion. And so they went through kind of that day. They had some things with Land Rover, and Harry was in the car, and there were a lot of cheers again for Harry, but nobody really seemed that engaged with Meghan. And so why is she there? And apparently she also read Children, her book, The Bench. They keep trying to push The Bench. Like, that is, they keep trying to sell that sucker. I got my copy for $6 at Marshall's. I'm pretty sure that none of that money went to Meghan, but I got it for $6, and I wish I had found it for $1. Somebody found it for $1. I wish I could find it that cheap, but I found it for $6, and it hadn't been marked down to like a 10, and then 9, 8, and then 6 or whatever. And so it marked down quite a few times. And it was like hidden in the back in the children's book because nobody wants it because it's a dull book. So they keep trying to push The Bench. Obviously we didn't see her reading it, but apparently, I think she either read it today or either Saturday or Sunday. Sorry, I'm filming this on Saturday. I only have a very short period of time to do it, so I'm kind of rushing. So I apologize, but I'll do a deeper dive hopefully at the end of the week after everything is done. And then they had, Meghan also wore the camel outfit again. I think it's the same, well, it's a different shirt, maybe same pants from New York, which my last video I said I didn't like. And it was interesting, again, this picture, Harry's leaning in, very engaged, and Meghan actually looks stiff and awkward. So I think, again, this is really coming down to Harry's much more engaged in this event than Meghan actually is. And Meghan's just there for the cameras. They're there to parade in front of Netflix because what are they without the cameras following them, without hyping their royal connections? They're not really anywhere. So guys, I just thought that was super, that picture was kind of telling. And then we went on to the opening ceremonies. It looked rather small. I went to the one in ESPN Wide World of Sports, which is actually quite bigger. So I'd be interested to know if they've managed to sell out of any of the tickets. There have been some reports that people in the Netherlands are not all that interested in attending, and that most people were not interested in seeing Harry or Meghan either. And somebody said to the effect of, well, we have our own royals and they're more important to us than Harry and Meghan are. And they were more frustrated by all these barriers that went around. And so I think there's a lot of kind of general frustration about what's going, like just non-interest in this. And I think that was reflected a bit in what I could tell of the opening ceremony, which just didn't seem maybe quite as large and as grand. I mean, some of that is because of COVID restrictions and everything that they've had to kind of pull back and reassess what things are. So I think mainly this year who's attending are family members and maybe some Harry and Meghan stans, and that's kind of about it. And so it was just kind of, I'm getting rained on. And so it was just kind of an interesting event. And so I'll leave you with Meghan apparently introduced Harry and they kissed on stage. Oh my gosh. I just saw a picture of this. Again, guys, I'm trying to rush and get through this before we have to get out for the day. And I just thought that was so cringy and unprofessional. And they've done this before. They did this at a polo event as well. Like, there's nothing wrong with showing affection, but it's also like professionalism. Like, we don't need to see you kiss to know you're in love. But it's kind of that overly demonstrative thing that Harry and Meghan do that I think makes them look fake and contrived. And again, it's all for the cameras. This is Meghan's great performance. And that's what this comes down to. It's a great performance for Meghan to kind of highlight that how charitable she is, how great she is. You know, Harry's kind of there too, but you know, they are fantastic. They are saving the world one Netflix dollar at a time. So guys, let me know what you think of this video. I'm sorry this was a quick overview. We'll do a little bit more deep dive later. I just wanted to make sure I got this out because I just saw the first couple of days and I'm like, oh gosh, it's just hard to know that the whole thing is just a performance. And that's what this is. This event is a performance for Harry and Meghan, and mainly for Meghan, and that's it. And unfortunately, those who suffer are going to be the veterans, because will these games survive the next couple of years? I'm not sure. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think. And before we head out, I will leave you with a view of the beach. So hold on.